Okay, so today we're gonna do very simple chapter 5 of Close Up. Okay, it's about living in Venice. Okay? Look at the materials that you have on your hands right now. Watch the video and decide if statements are true or false. So we're gonna look at our video today. Listen to the video and look at what we have in the video first. If you feel like you're not getting anything, we're gonna re-listen to it so that we can answer the questions true or false. Okay? So this is the first run for Living in Venice, first video.
It is early morning in Venice.
So this is the video for Living in Venice. Okay. So according to the video, if you look at the questions, 6 questions we have for true and false. The first question, early evening is the best time to shop in outdoor markets. So what does the video say about that? Is it really early evening is the best time to shop in the outdoor markets? No, why?
The video says early morning.
Right. And if you listen back to the video, it says early morning.
We are delayed.
Talking to Gino Penzo, it says it is early morning. So this statement, is it true or false? It is false. F. Right? Next, part number 1 for the question parts. Okay. Now, look at the summary of the video in these words, right? So we already have 8 spaces out blank for you guys, right? So we're gonna listen to the video one more last time. Okay, so you can try to answer the questions based on this whole thing again. Okay, so let's rewind back and listen to it one last time, okay?
It is early morning in Venice. Before the light of the sun fills the famous Piazza San Marco.
Okay, so before we go answering all the questions below, let's look at all the 8 words that were given. So the first for the 8 words, annually. What does the word mean? Annually means once a year. So every year we come back one time. Annual event, annual, like things that come annually would be our birthdays, right? For example. So that is annually means. Challenges. What does challenges here means?
People that challenge.
Challenges means things that you need to overcome, like obstacles or problems. All these things we call challenges, right? Next, children. Please tell me, you guys know what's the meaning of children? What is the meaning of children? It's the plural for
Kids.
child.
Child.
Okay, so for me, in my eyes, you guys are children. Okay, so children are smaller, younger people. Okay, next, particularly. How would you use particularly? In a sentence.
Some of them.
Particularly means like specifically, in one spot, in one particular place, for example. So particularly, we will be referring to certain things, small things. Okay, certain things, very specific small things we call particularly, and use it to specify that kind of things. Okay, next, property. Have you heard the word property before? 资产 for 就讲这那个东西是属于一个人的 ，okay, belongs to someone. Things that belongs to someone, we call that thing property of something, someone. Okay, so we call it property. Property can be in the form of house, land, or even things. Okay, like maybe your clothes, your phones. Okay, everything that is within your capability of having, we can call those things your property, your belongings. Right? Next, residence. Have you heard the word residence before?
Yeah.
Residence means it's population. People who live in one place. Okay, we can call that residence. For example, I am a resident of in Taman River. I stay in Taman River. I am a resident there. Okay, same with everywhere else lah. Right? Some people might stay in apartments. Right? resident of this apartment, for example, in KL. Right? Next, tourist, 游客, which is people who visit other places, not originally from there. Okay, they are not from there, so they visit there, so they are considered tourists of that place. Okay, normally if we like vacation, go outside, if we're not from there, usually we would consider tourists. Okay, last one, welcomes. Welcomes here is a verb, right? It's a verb here, which is to welcome people to come in, okay, in a positive way. Okay, 欢迎, right? Okay, now let's read the whole paragraph, see if which one is suitable for each spaces. So today, this city has a problem. Increasingly, many Venice locals blank the young are living and moving to other places. So, which one would be the best suitable for blank number 1? Particularly the young. Okay, so we're talking specifically about younger people. Okay, so blank number 1 is particularly. Okay, continue. Why? For one thing, blank in Venice is very expensive. Property in Venice. Okay, so we're talking about housing area, how to, if you want to live, rent and everything. Property in Venice is very expensive. That's why younger people cannot afford to stay in Venice. Okay, last, parents want their blank to stay, but for many young people, it is difficult to buy their own homes. Parents want their children to stay. Okay, it's a copy like for parents, they have children. Okay, parents want their children to stay, but for young people, it's difficult to buy their own homes. Venice blank visitors from all over the world, millions blanks. Venice welcomes visitors from all over the world, millions tourists. Right? So number 4, blank number 4 is welcomes. Number 5, blank number 5 is tourists. Okay. At times, the large number of people in the streets can be very difficult for blank. Okay. At times, the large number of people in the streets, which is the tourists, can be very difficult for the people who are staying there. So people who are staying there is what in the sum? Residents. Okay. Jobs are another problem. If one doesn't want to be a gondolier or do other work with blank, it can be hard to find a job. Okay. No, number just now, welcomes millions. And number 5 is not tourist. Number 5 is annually. So annually, every single year, they welcome millions of people. Okay, let's change. Answer for number 5 becomes annually. Number 7 would be tourist. It's a better placement for the answer. Jobs are another problem if one doesn't want to be a gondolier or do other work with tourists. It can be hard to find a job. Now before we move on, do you know from the video just now what is a gondolier? Gondolier is a person. Right? Gondolier is the person which is on the boat. The person driving the boat is a gondolier. And what does the boat call? The boat is actually called gondola. Okay, gondola, gondolier, and the river is actually not a river. If it's a smaller river with construction in between, right, we call it a canal. Extra knowledge, like extra information, it's fine. Okay, next part. Giovanni Del Misier lives in Venice. He wants to stay in his hometown. I know that it's a very special gift to live in a city such as Venice, he says. Despite all of the challenges, which is the last answer, Giovanni can't imagine living anywhere else. Right? So That is how I'm going to talk about living in Venice, people. Okay. Now, last part of today's lesson, idea focus. We have two parts with this. Okay, let's read the thing. Do people in your city or town face challenges like the ones mentioned in this video? Why and why not? Okay, so we're going to talk about how our town, like currently, right, have any challenges or not. Okay. What does not Venice face challenges? It face challenges of not having enough property, cheaper property for people to live in, opportunity, job opportunity, okay, and everything else is very old, right? That's our town has this kind of problem. We don't have much of that kind of problem, like considered with higher living places like Kuala Lumpur, right? Our places property is considered lower. Correct or not? Job opportunity, we do have those kind of things, but people would want to go to Kuala Lumpur more because higher population means higher opportunity to get more jobs. Here, job opportunity is quite normal. It's not too high, it's not too low. Okay, people can still come by. Okay. Last part is our town considered old-fashioned. You know what's old-fashioned?
Yes, old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned means not modern enough.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so we have the same problem as Venice, which is we are kind of old-fashioned because we don't have what? For example, what?
Modern building.
Modern building. What does modern building considered as?
KLCC.
KLCC considered modern building, yes, but does a place necessarily need KLCC to be modern? No, right? It's about how development in the place is. For example, during the Star Mall, at that time we feel modern also good. But after a long while, no people maintaining the thing, we feel old-fashioned back again, right? So it's how people mentality to build the place. Okay, so here we have the problem where people do not want to maintain. We are developing, but nobody wants to maintain it, makes it old-fashioned back. So that is the point of Venice saying that they are like living in 15th century, and that's the problem. 15th century means it's around 500 years ago. Okay, because nobody wants to change. That's the whole main point of the thing. Okay, so here is also almost the same because everybody is very comfortable. They don't want to go do new stuff. Old stuff is good enough for them. Okay, it's all according to you guys also because you are the younger people now. Okay, when you finish your school, if you go out to work, would you want to work here or you want to go KL?
KL.
And that's the mentality which makes like your Venice also because you don't want to stay here, you want to go out. Same thing. Okay, so that is also one of the problems, like how the backup here facing like Venice. Nobody wants to stay here, all want to go out. Okay, last point. Do they face any other challenges? What can be done to help? What are other challenges we have here? Okay, naturally it is natural disaster. Okay, Mentakap has flood. Okay, here in this place like a few years back, right? We always consider flooding. So that is one of the problems we have in this town as well. But we have to consider So what can be done to help? Can we do anything about flood? Not much. But we can do stuff after the flood. Like
Helping.
either you can help clean the place or can help donate stuff to the victims of the flood. Like all those things are what normally can be done. Okay, what other things do you think we can be done to help people flooding?
Give some food sources.
Food sources, donate. Also like consider donating stuff, right? Either what things can be donated? Food,
Shirt.
clothes, anything else? Money also can no problem. Money also can donate, right? All those things are necessary for them to come by the natural disaster that have befell them. Okay, so let's look back to the whole thing again. What did we learn about living in Venice. One we know is what? It's quite hard to live in Venice, right? Why? Because property is expensive. Okay? Does young people want to live in Venice?
No.
Not so much, because they cannot buy their own houses. Correct? No? So if you want to work in Venice, what can you do? What must you do?
Selling.
No, read the thing. If one doesn't want to be what? I want to be a gondolier or do other work with tourists. You don't have much else to do. Okay, so those are the things we learn about living in Venice. Okay, although Venice is a very good place, you can easily fall in love with the place, there are still problems. Same with anywhere else. Correct? Now, any other questions?
No.
Okay, then